Hey everybody, this is Andy Schlitzky, CEO of Manifest. I'm with Adam Grantham, CFO of Manifest. And we thought we'd just have a quick discussion regarding tariffs because that seems to be on a lot of people's minds. We're getting a lot of questions about that given a lot of the news. I thought we'd start the discussion where Adam could just give a little bit of background on what tariffs actually are, what the different types of them, and so on. So Adam, go ahead.
Yeah, so the tariffs are basically when goods come into the country, there's an increased price that you have to pay the government to bring that in. Um, there's two types of tariffs that are basically thought of under this administration. One of them would be structural, and the other one is punitive. So not all tariffs are used in the same way. The structural tariffs are they're set up where, for example, Europe charges a 10% tariff on all of our autos going into the EU. And then we only charge 2.5% for any autos coming into the United States from the EU. So a reciprocal tariff would be to make that from 2.5 to 10 and make those even. And that's more of a structural tariff to try to even out the trading portions. Now, the other side is punitive. And that is trying to get something else out of this, such as, the current administration's belief on the fentanyl coming from China and Mexico and Canada, and trying to say we're going to do a 25% tariff on that until you get this in order. That is a negotiating tariff, which would be the punitive side from that. And that is viewed separately from the trade type of tariff.
Got it. Yeah, I think what I would say from our standpoint and how we're viewing this is that really this is kind of a wait and see approach. At least to our belief, a lot of the tariffs that are being threatened or that are, even being imposed now are negotiating tactics. Because I think our general view is that tariffs on their own are not a good thing. They are economically not a benefit. They usually make prices higher for the consumer. They're not something that we want to see in general. I think the thing to keep in mind is, what are we trying to accomplish at the end of this? What's the administration trying to accomplish? I think the reciprocal tariffs, the way I'm understanding them, is hopefully the general idea is that we all bring our tariffs down so that it's good for everyone globally and good for Americans as far as from an export standpoint. The punitive ones are a little bit different because, again, obviously, those are things where it's not necessarily economics. It's we're trying to get these countries to do something specifically. And so from a market perspective, I think you've seen some of that stuff pulled back or some uncertainty in the market because I think people just are not quite sure of what's going to happen. So I think we just have to take a longer view of this and wait and see. But it's not anything I would be overly concerned about in the long term, I think. So
yeah, I would agree. And I think if you do have concerns and you want to have a deeper discussion, you should reach out to Andy or myself or your advisor and look for a little bit of a deeper discussion on your specific portfolio and your specific concerns on it, how it affects you.
Absolutely. All right.
Good deal. Thanks a lot. It's been a quick conversation on tariffs. If this is something that you like, go ahead and do the like button.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Andy, for your time. Appreciate it.
Yep. Bye.